We'll start from here. Let's start from modern day interpretations. Right? We want to focus on what people focus on the most today. Right? So what is the most widely popular religion in the world? Arguably. We can say Christianity has influenced much of the Western world. Right? But what if I told you that Christianity was practiced years before Christ was even born? That would be weird, right? Yeah. But look up Serapis. Serapis was an ancient Egyptian god. They worshipped him. And actually his name, quite ironically, was Serapis Christ. And it's interesting because the story is quite similar to the story of Jesus Christ. Serapis came down and through his seed, through the holy seed, impregnated a virgin, and through that virgin came his Messiah. This all stems back to the Hermetic texts and the Emerald tablets and Sumerian tablets, and what we find is that we find that most of the ancient religious texts are similar. So what do we do when we are faced with that perception, right? Because perception is our reality, and perception is a first-hand reality, and this is why scientists hate perception so much, and this is why science hates first-hand accounts so much. Because see, to scientists, a first-hand account isn't enough. Right? I'm going to say that again. To scientists, a first-hand account isn't enough. Right? So if you say something to a scientist, what are they going to say to you? They're going to say, we need further observation and further proof. Your word is not sufficient for our data to confirm what you're saying. So therein lies the problem between science and religion, right? Scientific people don't understand first-hand perception, first-hand experience. And what they understand even less is when someone who experiences a first-hand experience then accounts that experience, and then when that experience throughout the world is duplicated in different regions of the world that are in no way, shape, or form geographically close to each other. So, what does this leave us with? Questions, right? We all have questions. We question our daily lives. We question if we're living right. We question if we're living wrong. We hear phrases. We hear songs. We hear passages. But what does it all boil down to, really? Right? Why are we here? Right? Are we here to be stuck in the mold, right? The Hermetic texts and the ancient Emerald tablets explain to us through thought that man was made in bondage of fear, right? Our spirit was encapsulated in this body under the bondage of fear. And through the resurrection of Christ, as the mythology goes, Christ brought back to seed into the world, died to forgive man for his sins, to reinstate that spark into our DNA. Okay, because what it actually is it boils down to DNA, it boils down to atoms, it boils down to molecules. Do you understand that every cell in your body is a duplicate cell of every cell of your body? Every single cell, from stem cells. That's why they could turn stem cells into so many different things. Because you have to understand your body produces its own cells, what's necessary. Antibodies come artificially, right? Or they come naturally. Antibodies come naturally when we face a real-life virus that's natural in nature, and our body, our immune system naturally fights that off, right? But when we're given anti-vaccines and flu vaccines, well, now we're producing false antibodies. Now we're introducing into the body a manufactured virus that we never had to create antibodies for that virus for a future encounter in case we happen to get the measles or something. It's quite ridiculous if you really look into vaccinations, and if you look back at ancient and mythological healing and really see that most people heal themselves throughout ancient history. If we're talking about history, we go back to the shamans and the yogis, and they all seem to heal themselves and have no problem doing so. And there's been substantiated claims of tumor shrinkage and other things from practices like Reiki and things of that nature. So if we're having tangible results in the real world, why aren't we taking this more seriously? I'm taking it more seriously. Are you? Right? Because I'm here in front of the camera, but I choose to spend my time talking to you. Why? Because when you shatter the illusion of what you think reality is, you understand that the only thing that's left to do is to tell everyone else. Because unless we all rise to the same frequency, to the same vibration, none of this matters. Everyone needs to come to a sense of inner oneness and self-awareness so that they can then interact with the person next to them in a humane manner. Do you understand that when you walk down the street, you unknowingly affect everyone around you with your energy? You are a universal being. You emanate vibration. If you don't think you vibrate, you're not thinking, because just think logically for a second. Your heart beats. That beat creates a vibration. You are in fact vibrating, and you're vibrating at a certain frequency. And that frequency, unbeknownst, unseen to the naked eye, but seen to different forms of lenses and different types of technology, we see that we're connecting outward with everyone we walk around. Our attitude is affecting the people that surround us, even if we don't know it, and even if they don't know it, right? The point is we affect people just by being in their presence. Once we understand that, we understand better the effects of cause and effect, and how that plays into day-to-day life, and how it's important to make the right decisions, because your decisions echo on into eternity. And that's what Marcus Aurelius, the great Roman general, said. What we do now echoes onto eternity. That's the way I live my life. What I do now echoes onto eternity. If I don't spread the knowledge, if we don't spread the truth to each other, let's not worry about what religion, let's not worry about which text to follow. Let's worry about principles. Let's worry about truth. Let's worry about wisdom. We hear about a lot of mythology in our history. Why is it that we can only trace back our history 10,000 years or so? Why is that? When we have the Emerald Tablets that are 36,000 years BC, and we know that there's other skeletal remains that provide evidence that humans have been around 100 plus years. So where's the missing link? What are we not being told? Why is there a gap in our history that seems to be placed under the guise of mythology? Right? Our history is mythology. Don't get it confused. I'm not sitting here saying unicorns are real, but what I'm saying is the stories you hear are real. Jesus was a real man, but Jesus was one of many prophets and one of many saviors who came down to the earth when God needed a spark to reignite the light into the children of men. See, we're all children. You choose. You could be a child of the light or a brother of the darkness. That's your choice. That's okay. Everything works according to its own law, and everything works according to its own cycle. So understand, your actions matter. What you do matter. Your words matter. Your attitude matters. Your vibration matters. Your thankfulness matters. Every single activity you do, you need to be putting your heart into, because if you're not, then it's like you're not even doing it. If there's no passion behind what you're doing, then what carries it on into infinity? You need an emotion attached with action. They say words are cheap. I say action's cheap without intention.